Okay, Megan, we just got finished with that chocolate exercise. How are we doing?
Good. That went better than I expected.
Okay, good. Like we kind of talked about earlier, the whole point of these mindfulness exercises is that we are trying to kind of shape the way that we recognize our thoughts. Again, with addiction, remember, is that we have these automatic thoughts that just come to us, and that's really what drives addiction and cravings, is these automatic thoughts that come to us. And what mindfulness, again, kind of like we talked about with the chocolate exercise, is that mindfulness is kind of taking us out of those automatic thoughts and allowing us to kind of pay attention and seeing where we're kind of going down that path again, right? Kind of
Mhm.
paying attention to where our mind is going on autopilot, to where we can kind of notice those thoughts, but then be able to kind of step back away from those thoughts as well. Okay. We're not necessarily changing thoughts or anything like that. We just want to make sure that we're kind of paying attention to them, acknowledging them, and then kind of bringing ourselves back. Okay. And like we were saying, mindfulness is just critical for that with regards to addiction and recovery. So, with that in mind, what I'd like to do is walk you through another exercise where we kind of focus on mindfulness, but in this case, we're focusing on our breathing. Okay. So again, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through this exercise. Your mind is going to wander, as it always does. That's just kind of how our minds work. But what we want to do here is that we want to follow the script that I'm going to be reading. Just kind of notice when we kind of drift, and then I'll kind of guide you back as we go along through this. And again, the whole point of this is to practice and get good at these mindfulness skills so that you can practice these on your own and that you can kind of start to strengthen your mind and make these a habit so that you can kind of bring your thoughts back to the present moment and not go down those automatic
Mhm.
thoughts and roads of where we're thinking about cravings and our addiction and wanting to use our substances. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it does.
Okay. Any questions for me before we get started?
No, I think I'm ready.
Okay. So again, just like we mentioned before, let's kind of just check the environment. Do you feel that it's quiet, conducive to doing a mindfulness exercise? No, not having any real distractions with that?
Yeah, I think it's a good spot.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So again, I'm going to read you through this script. We'll just kind of walk through it together. And then we'll kind of debrief at the end. Does that sound okay?
Okay. Yep, sounds
Okay.
good.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So, Megan, sitting comfortably but regally, as if you were a king or a queen sitting on your throne, with your spine straight and belly relaxed, you can allow your eyes to close, or they can remain relaxed on a spot in front of you. You can begin to notice the sensation of the body resting in the chair, and you've been sitting in the chair for a while now. But now you can really notice the sensation of the legs and back making contact with the cushion of the chair. And we have this word contact, but what is it really? A sensation of warmth or heaviness or tingling? Just noticing whatever it is, just noticing that sensation. And in a moment when you're ready, you can begin to pay attention to the sensation of breath. Just noticing the sensation of breath moving into the nostrils as you inhale, your natural breath, not changing the breath. There's no need to change the way that you're breathing. Just breathing naturally. Just observing the movement of the breath. Perhaps becoming aware of the sensations of the air at the tip of your nose or at the lips. Noticing the place where the breath enters the body and any sensations of warmth or coolness there. Perhaps becoming aware of the moment of the breath in the body, the movement in the lungs, noticing any sensations that come with the breathing, feelings of warmth or coolness. Comfort or centeredness. That's right. That's right. And soon, in a moment, you may begin to notice that the mind begins to wander to thoughts, emotions, images, or memories. And that's okay, because that's what minds do. They wander. Just noticing where the mind has wandered off to, accepting and acknowledging that experience, and then letting it go. Gently but firmly bringing the attention back to the sensation of the breath moving into the nostrils. Sensation of breath moving in the lungs. Noticing what it's like to do that. And with each passing breath, becoming more comfortably focused and aware. And wherever the mind wanders, just noticing that the mind has wandered, and then gently returning the attention to the breathing. Again and again. And so you may notice that thoughts, feelings, images, and memories pass like clouds, passing by in a clear blue sky. Like clouds drifting, these thoughts come out of nowhere, change shape, and then fade into the distance, naturally, all on their own. There's no need to hold on or to push them away. The mind doesn't have to do anything at all, but just watch those thoughts like clouds, coming, drifting, changing, and gently disappearing into the clear blue sky. And a part of the mind is like those thoughts passing like clouds. But there's a deeper part of the mind, like the space in that sky, the space of observing awareness that is clear, open, vast, perfect and free. Just watching, just observing peacefully. Each time you practice this, it will become easier and easier to go even more deeply. And now you can take a few long moments to focus on the best part of this exercise. Enjoying whatever positive experiences you have generated from this practice. Focusing on these experiences now. Or you can focus on the breath, knowing that you can continue to return to this state of mindfulness whenever you need to, simply by bringing your attention back to the breath. Eyes opening when you're ready. Okay. What did you think about that?
It was good, but it was hard for me to stay in it for that long, but it was good.
Okay. And when you say it was hard to stay in it, like how so?
Maybe tired.
Yeah.
I'm a fidgeter, and so it's just hard to stay in it, but I did like how it talks like about like it's okay that minds wander and to like bring like just focus on the breath because it's like I got kind of focused on like, oh, I'm not thinking about my breathing right now. So like that it like talked about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of the whole point, like you said, is it's to just notice that our mind wanders and then hopefully be able to bring it back. Again, it's kind of something that you're going to work on, and it's going to take practice to get to that point where you can easily notice those thoughts and bring them back, especially if you're someone that's a little bit more restless, a little bit more fidgety, a little bit
Mhm.
harder to kind of stay in that mindset. But that's the whole point. Once again, as we go throughout our sessions together, we're going to practice this over and over and over again. We're going to try different variations on that, all with the point of making it so that those automatic thoughts that you have regarding your addiction and your cravings, so that we can just kind of notice those and bring it back to being present and not worrying about going down that road of wanting to use to feeling those cravings like we used to. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let's go ahead and we'll move on to the next part of this session.